Hello everyone, I hope you're having a very good day. Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. I'm Anna Uspinskaya, I'm a pianist and I'm hosting this program from Washington DC area. And as always, we are here on a mission of connecting musicians, artists, performers and audiences in real-time performances and music news from around the globe. And now this season, in collaboration with many companies and musicians and individuals from around the entire world, we set out to make the music performing world a little bit more open, a little bit more inclusive, diverse, and it looks like we are getting more and more people to join us on that mission. We want to thank everyone who extends their support, their help, their financial contributions and everything, energy, talent, which people add to our mission here. Thank you, our dear partners and collaborators. And we are now streaming onto every major platform, video platforms, YouTube, Vimeo, Twitch, social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. And there's many more. We are on many websites. Now websites go live when we go live. You can just go on any of those platforms and key in virtual concert halls and you can see our programs. You can see all the artists who are joining us here. So today's program is a guided tour through the 2023-24 season of Carnegie Laureate Gala events.
Perform on our galas at Carnegie Hall. Our new season of auditions for classical musicians is now available. Performance opportunities for students, young professionals, and seasoned artists. Perform as a soloist or chamber ensemble at Carnegie Hall. Perform a concerto with the New York Chamber Players at Carnegie Hall. Composers submit their works to be premiered at Carnegie Hall. New this season, laureate ensembles at Carnegie Hall. Audition to be part of a 3-day intensive workshop directed by some of the world's master musicians, culminating with a performance at Carnegie Hall. Audition live from the comfort of your own home. Get live evaluations from expert judges and expand your online presence through our international internet broadcasts. Additional award and performance opportunities are also available. Visit our website for full details. Don't miss out on these wonderful opportunities to advance as a musician and perform on a world-renowned stage. We look forward to hearing your performances.
Yes, we are very much looking forward to hearing your performances on our auditions. Now, yesterday we took a deep dive with Chris Au, our co-host, into very important questions: whys, what fors, and how much to compete or audition for performers, professional performers, for students, for aspiring young artists. These are very important questions. We discovered that good choices in direction of competing and auditioning require understanding. First of all, of course, understanding one's own current educational and performance goals and career goals, but that's not the only thing we need to understand. We also need to understand how each of those auditions or competitions we're considering, how they work, and how they can be beneficial to ourselves, to us, and to our students. So we need to have a better understanding of what kind of experience the audition or competition provides, what kinds of awards it prepares to give out, and most importantly, what kinds of people are involved in organizing each event and what kind of people are going to be participating in those events. Understanding that gives a much clearer picture of what it is we will gain through the experience of participating in this competition or another competition. So today we prepared to take a guided tour step by step from learning which audition is best for you, which category you best fit into, because there's just so many events in the upcoming season, it can be confusing. We're going to be focusing on the auditions for the Carnegie Hall galas. There's 4 concerts prepared, and there will be multiple auditions for different groups and different presentations. So to understand where you fit, or if you even fit in any of those, and even to understand whether or not you want those experiences, you first need to know what they are. It's just simple as that. So with this, we're gonna dive a bit into what information is available and how to best find that information. So let's put up a couple of websites. First of all, of course, you need to find the link to the website, and those are posted on all of our broadcasts and all of our social media postings. So you click the link and you land in this website. This is soundexpressivecompetition.com / Carnegie Hall Auditions. Our main partner in organizing those events, Progressive Musicians, also has a website which shows all of those events. It's organized slightly differently, visually differently, and just overall slightly differently organized. So if that one seems like more user-friendly for you, please go to that site. All of the pertinent information is available on both sites. I'm going to switch back to the Sound Espressivo. I'm just a bit more familiar with how that website works, and I will take you through the guided tour. So what's very important? Dates. First of all, we are on the landing page for Laureate Gala Auditions. The concerts are at Recital Hall of Carnegie Hall. Application deadline October 1st, 2023. It's coming up in about a month. And then important, open up your calendars and check concert dates. Of course, you haven't won the auditions yet, but that's one of the goals of participating, is to win. Now, you need to know that you're available on those dates, because if those dates are already taken by some other events in your plans, then just go to a different competition which has dates someplace else which fit you. So open your calendar and look at the dates. Dates and times are here. And you can also visit Carnegie Hall site for tickets. You can invite your friends and support groups. The first gala is already on the Carnegie Hall website, as you can see over here, and the tickets are already available. So if you plan on being there, I recommend checking that site occasionally to make sure you get good seats. Now, who can apply for these auditions? Now, here it says right there, all instrumentalists, vocalists, ensembles meaning chamber music ensembles, and composers. So how can you audition? You can audition with a goal to perform solo. And for, of course, if you're an instrumentalist, that means solo or with accompaniment. You can apply to perform as an ensemble preformed group. You can also apply to perform instrumental concertos or vocal arias. And which orchestra is going to be your partner on stage if you win those auditions? New York Chamber Players Orchestra. The conductor is Giacomo Franchi. You can look them up, you can find their recordings, and just see if you want to play with that orchestra. So you can audition as soloist, duo, chamber ensemble. Large ensembles can audition as well, up to 20 performers, or composers. Now here is a button apply, which takes you to the application. We'll look at that application in a minute. Then again, upcoming auditions and deadlines. These are deadlines for the entire season. If I scroll back up, this is the most nearest upcoming deadline. But if you missed that one, don't worry. There is more coming up. For piano and instrumental solo, chamber ensembles, voice, the deadline to apply is October 1. For concertos and arias with orchestra, October 1. Composers, call for scores. Which scores can you submit? Orchestral, and again, back up here, check out New York Chamber Players Orchestra, their composition, their size, and everything, and see if you have a score which you would like that orchestra to perform. Then this call for scores is for you. So you can submit orchestral score, instrumental score for soloists or ensembles, or vocal score. And again, deadline October 1. And we have more events coming up. This laureate ensemble, intensive choir, cello choir, and all of these ensembles will have a different guided tour because this is a different program, and the deadlines are a little bit later, so we have some time to explore those. Now further down you can see all those pictures. These are not just pictures, you can learn more about each one of them. Now I'm going to recommend you do the following. First, decide which category you are going to apply for. Are you going to be instrumental solo, chamber ensemble, vocalist, or are you going to apply to perform with orchestra? And I'm going to use as an example the page specifically designated for those who want to perform with orchestra. Over here, if you hover over this tab, you will see Carnegie Hall Audition Recital. That's obviously for soloists and instrumental ensembles. And this Carnegie Auditions with the orchestra. So we're going to click on that one and look through how this information is organized. Again, so you can read who you will be playing with if you win this audition, application deadline. You can visit the Carnegie Hall page. Now, if you landed here by mistake and you don't want to perform with the orchestra, but instead you want to perform solo or ensemble, then you can click here and it'll take you to a different page designated for all instrumentalists, vocalists, and ensemble. I'm going to go back to the concerto. Same here. If you are a composer and you just landed here by mistake, you can click here and it'll take you to call for scores. Over here we have a menu. That menu helps you navigate the further down pages. There's a lot of pages in here, and I'm going to go through that in a second. And we'll look at how this information is organized. Apply, that takes you to application form, and we'll get to that. General information. So here, this is the general information, which lists again when the events are happening. So for concerto, you can't play in all 4 dates because the orchestra is only available on November 21 and April 1. So these are the dates. Again, go back to your calendar and make sure you're available on those dates. Now, how do you apply? Apply with a video, then selected musicians are invited to live online audition. Okay, and now here you can see who can apply. And then, let me just see for a second. Yes. Then more information, dates and deadlines, and again you can access that from the menu like this. It takes you right there to the dates and deadlines, and then it takes you to the interview. We'll get to all of that. You can go back up to additional awards, explains all of that. You can go up to the let's say age groups and categories. Very important to know. Are you going to be competing with all age people in the same group? No, the answer is no. There are different age groups in here, and for adults there's a professional and amateur adult, and so forth. So this menu will take you through all of those tabs, and you can download regulations. Here's the complete regulations. Please make sure you look through it. I know it's a kind of a long document. I don't like the long documents, but you kind of need to know what you're getting into. Besides, on the application form, you'll be required to check the boxes that you read the regulations and that you're familiar with it. And again, it takes you to laureate ensembles, call orchestra, and other projects under specific competitions. We're not going to touch those other projects today. But what we're going to look at next is remember how we started with why, what for, and what's the point of competing? Exactly. What's the point of competing? It's this page which explains to you what you're going to get by applying to this particular audition, and why is it called the audition, and if you are chosen to be performing at the Laureate Gala and getting the title of the Carnegie Gala Laureate, that's not the only thing you're going to get. So you need to read carefully and find out, is that list of things you're going to get going to be helpful to you in moving forward towards your goals. So we are going to check what it is you're going to get. The concert is going to be recorded live from the Carnegie Hall, so you're going to get the video. The concert is going to be presented on printed materials, brochures, booklets. Your picture will be included. You will participate in an interview with renowned radio producer Steve Robinson, and that interview is going to be presented on internet TV on our broadcasts. You're going to get a certificate of honor and a title of the Carnegie Gala Laureate. Your teacher, if you're still a student, will receive again a certificate commemorating their excellent work with preparing you. You will get a medal, which are unique medals with your name engraved on it. And after all of this, you will get presented in the Spotlight, Laureate Spotlight video. Now, what are those videos like? You will see more of them when we come back with more programs, because we are going to be presenting our laureates from the 23-24. And now on screen, what you see is additional awards. And I would like to encourage you to go to the website and learn more about each of those awards under the tab Awards. Now, how do these awards work? They are not offered to just one audition. They are offered to the season of auditions. So each of those companies are pouring thousands of dollars into sponsoring those awards. So they want to choose most suitable recipients. And I deliberately use the word most suitable recipients because most of those awards are experience-based, like full scholarships to go on a tour or a full scholarship to participate in a summer festival. Or, for example, let's have them up again on screen, those awards, so I can talk about them a little bit more. So some of those awards, for example, like this one, provides the recipients, and there's 3 of them, with a recorded and published album. Now, if you're 7 years old, you may be a fabulous musician, but you're not ready to publish an album, right? So it's very important for you to study these awards. But then, for example, the audience favorite award maybe it's suitable for a 7-year-old, because that one calls for your fans and family and friends to vote for you. And like, for example, this award for cellists is suitable for cellists in age 7 through 18, and so forth. So musicians who participate in our auditions are automatically enrolled into being considered for those additional awards. And the judges panel will recommend, from every one of those auditions, will recommend people who they believe are most suitable for receiving those awards. And then the companies themselves will review those recommendations from the judges panel and make those awards known and give them out. So I'm a professional pianist, for example. I would be really interested to be enrolled into being a candidate for going to Italy, recording my own album at the professional recording studio in Italy, and have the Cicerone Music and Arts Company publish that album on all audio platforms. But I'm a professional. For my students, probably scholarship to go to Colburn School in LA for a summer program would be much more suitable and useful and beneficial. So, and now let me go back for a moment to our website and show you a couple of more things in there. So what's happening once you apply? Okay, so let's assume that you sent, I wanted to backtrack one more thing. We get a lot of questions about what kind of video do I need to submit. Does it have to be a concerto which I'm going to perform? Does it have to have a time limit, and so forth? The answer is, please send us the video of anything you performed anytime. We don't really check if that was recorded a few months ago or a year ago or 2 days ago. Just choose out of your library of recordings the one which you believe represents you as an artist best, because we're really just looking for the best of you. There's no specific format, there's no specific requirement, just one, your favorite video of yourself. Okay, now let's assume your video impresses the judges and you are selected to be on the live virtual audition. Okay, so here's the section where it explains the dates for those auditions. Again, let's go back to your calendar and make sure between October 27th and 30th that you are available. Now, here's a brief description. What I wanted to draw your attention to is those live virtual auditions. So you will be stepping on our virtual stage, and you will be performing live from your own location, wherever that is, and you will be connected to our internet TV broadcasting studio. You will get a lot of help, and let's explain a little bit about how to prepare for your live audition. So, first of all, how the virtual stage works. This is the team of musicians and professional broadcasters who will work with you and help you prepare for your performance. Every person you see on screen are professional musicians. They are performers, teachers, educators, and on top of it, they are professional music broadcasting team. So you'll be working with people who have done this thousands of times. I'm not kidding, really. Thousands of times. So what you see there is a list of the absolutely necessary equipment which you need to have, and most normal people have it. And we will be sending you all of that information in your announcement letter. Yeah, when your video is accepted, you get a letter which describes everything in there. So, or you can use a timestamp of this broadcast to go back and check that. You can also find all these recommendations online on our website. Just click on the tab Tech Information. So how to connect your equipment, we have video tutorials, how to check your speed of internet. You need to have a certain speed of internet. This is not a Zoom kind of video call. The quality is much better, but the good quality, is all of us know, requires a bit more attention, a bit more effort, and maybe a little bit of investment in money, but maybe not. It depends on what you already have. A lot of people have everything they need for that. And so next, you will, after you prepare all of that, you will get on with members of our team, and you'll meet with them on our studio. So you'll be able to experience our studio full scope before you come to the live audition and have to perform. We want you to get comfortable with it, get familiar with it, meet our team members, so that when it's time for you to audition, you can really be completely prepared and just focus on performing your best. So those sessions happen about a week before the live auditions, and you will meet our fabulous broadcast producers. Now, how does that go? Let's see a sample of a tech check session.
Go to the bottom middle, there should be a setting called Cam Mic. Go to the audio tab. And there should be a setting called stereo audio. Can you turn that on by clicking on it? Is it on now?
Yep.
Does it ask you to refresh or no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. And then go to the camera tab in there on the left, and then click on Show Advanced Options and make sure that you have the highest resolution selected.
Okay. Sorry? Can you go again to Cam Mic settings? I'm not sure that you are stereo settings, that you have the right settings. Yeah, you should turn stereo audio on. Stereo audio should be on, and echo cancellation off. Yeah, okay, great, thanks. Your microphone is very good, but it shouldn't stay on the piano. I think it's touching the piano. Can it be moved?
This tiny bit is...
Yeah, it shouldn't touch any of the piano because of the vibrations. Yeah, it's still... Sorry. Let's try to take it outside of the piano. It's too much inside the piano, yeah. It's speaking too much.
Can we raise the camera so it's looking a little bit higher from above, as opposed to like this? And maybe a little bit in distance so we can see full piano a little bit farther away.
Farther away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now you can see the lights.
That's okay, we can move the lights out of the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mic's getting overloaded a bit. What kind of mic are you using?
A USB mic.
Does it have a gain on it?
No, it just has like a mute on it. Now I can adjust the slider on my end.
Yeah, the slider on StreamYard isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the gain of the mic, so you would have to go to the computer settings for that. It's going to be audio settings.
Yeah, on the sound.
And then when you get there, there'll be a tab, input and output tabs.
Yeah.
And you want to go to the input, and then the volume slider on there, you want to lower like by, I don't know, 30%.
Are we sure it's on? Can you just tap on it? Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay. I would recommend... Great, it's a hard piece. I'm also a pianist, so...
Yes, very difficult.
I would recommend, so we lower just like 4x4. So it should be 56 or something like that. Just for safety, because you have a lot of fortissimos in this piece.
Yes.
Can you distance the microphone a little bit further away and then raise the gain? Perfect. Okay, let's keep it like that. That's nice.
Yes, so in that little compilation of the videos, these were the actual bits and pieces from the actual tech checks sessions with our producers, and you met Frane Rusinovic, you met Fedor Spensky, you met Ante Božić-Kudrić in those videos. These are our team members who will meet you before your audition. As you can see, they are really directing every musician where to put the microphone, just like a recording session specifically designed to make sure the streaming of your performance goes really, really well. So, and now you've gone through this preparation, and you have the date. You will be able to schedule the date and the time of your audition according to your own calendar. We'll have all the sessions listed, and you'll have an opportunity to basically, it's like a calendar booking online tool. So you go there, you look like, okay, this is for concerto applicants, but I'm not available on that date. Do we have another date? Usually we have multiple dates and multiple sessions available. So even if you're in a completely different time zone, like we have participants from Australia who are 14 hours ahead of where I am, it doesn't matter, because the calendar is really covering multiple different times and dates. So now you sign up for your audition, you did your sound and tech check with our producers, and you're coming for the actual audition. The auditions are designed also in a very new format. So it's not like the judges are hidden from the contestants, or performers are hidden from the judges. No, we make connection. Remember, I said we're on a mission to make the music world more connected, more friendly, more accepting, more diverse. So in every aspect of our auditions and competitions, that is being implemented. So when you come into the virtual stage, so do the judges. They are in the same broadcast studio with you. They are watching a performance in real time, and then they will join the broadcast, and we ask all the judges to give immediate feedback. Now, if you're a concerto or an aria with orchestra applicant, then you'll get feedback from several members of the judges panel, including the conductor of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra. You'll meet Maestro Giacomo Franchi on that audition. They will share their feedback, their suggestions, recommendations, and you will be able to ask them questions. Let's see how it goes. Standing ovation.
Wonderful.
Wow, what an amazing performance and the whole presentation. You're in a great space with a wonderful pianist. And if we can please have your pianist introduced so we can give due respect to your collaborator. Say it again.
Stephen Squires.
Stephen Squires, great pleasure to meet you, Stephen. What a wonderful support you give to Anesthesia. Thank you both for a wonderfully polished performance, and I love every bit of it. The sound, the tempo, the phrasing, the rubato you take, and the confidence, and the way you manage the time. Amazing. And I love your dress. That is also so important because, you know, the performance on the 6-foot tall stage at Carnegie Hall is all of it combined, the playing, the joy, the feeling, the expression, and the visual aspect. And you're gorgeous in that dress. This is wonderful. Thank you. To the judges.
Bravissima. I agree with Anna. Very mature performance, even if Mozart was not always mature. So I think that you are a well-rounded musician. You don't need any observation. The only thing I would say, this is in my performance, not always, depends on the situation, but whenever I can, in either a movement or in each movement, I try to find a moment. I call it a moment of magic. What is this moment of magic?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and yes, the dress. That's just a great color, and very flute-like. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I worked with a lot of flautists over the years. One in particular who was all about the dress. You know, so I've heard so many dress stories with flutes, and I know that you would get her stamp of approval. She's like, "Ooh, yeah." But you know, a beautiful performance, very compelling, very well worked out, and yeah, thank you for bringing that to our stage.
Obviously, this was the person who went on winning the audition. She got a lot of praises from the judges, and she's a phenomenal flutist. So, but this is the format. So you prepare, you perform, and then the judges come on screen and share their immediate feedback. You don't get the results immediately because the judges on the back end need to score everybody's performance, and the scores are being kept confidential. And the judges also able to join the judges lounge room. It's a virtual deliberation room which is locked, and the judges can exchange their impressions and talk about the performance and maybe come up with additional recommendations. You can request professional packages after the audition. And the professional package of the audition includes the recording of your performance and the recording of all the judges' comments, video. And if you want the audio, you can get the audio. And if you want a complete transcript of everything what the judges said, all the comments, you can request that. The transcripts are AI generated, so there's no editing, no one messing with it. You get the authentic set of all the complete recommendations and comments from the judges. You also can request a certificate of authenticity, and some people find it very important because some other competitions may require you to prove that the video which you're submitting to their competition was a one-take video, especially if you're applying for schools and some conservatory programs. They don't want you patching and putting together bits and pieces. They want one complete recording. And some say, okay, we're going to trust you, but some say, please send us a proof. And proof usually comes from your audio video engineer who recorded that video, and our company provides those authentication certificates. And okay, so now you've performed on the audition and it was very successful. You impressed the judges, you impressed the conductor, and you get that letter accepting you to be presented at the next Laureates Gala. So what's next? Of course, you need to practice your concerto or your aria, but what are the next steps? And the next step is a very important one. You will meet with the conductor on a virtual session, and that session is for you. It's about 30 minutes. Depends on some circumstances, plus or minus, but you'll get an opportunity to work with Maestro Giacomo Franchi, prepare cohesion between you and the director of the orchestra before you all are in front of the orchestra. So you can talk about the tempos, you can talk about your interpretation, you can demonstrate certain things which you do maybe slightly differently than someone else or traditional performance. So it's 30 minutes for you and the conductor to get together and get to know each other as musicians. Let's see how those go.
Fa, sol, re, mi, re, do, si. It's right the beginning. If you like to do a little more contrast of, I will keep the orchestra quiet. So more contrast between forte and piano. This is like the style of music. Then piano. That it will bring more color, more excitement to the music. Can we just start at the very beginning for that reason? Okay, so also the forte back. Si, so, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, sol, la, si. So it's like a switch. Piano, forte, ta. Re, do, si, la, si. Mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, ta, ra, ra, ta, 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 ti, ta, 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 piano. Yeah, let's try again. I mean, you know, it's not mandatory. It's not like, you know, a rule in the American law. But I think if you do that, you will get. So let's try that. That was already much better. Yeah. Let's just do this beginning again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, keep on going until measure 16. Good, very good. Thank you, brava.
Okay, now so there was a little snippet of the session with the conductor, the music director of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, Maestro Giacomo Franchi, and a very young soloist. She won the audition, and that was the very first time for her to perform with the orchestra. Can be a very intimidating prospect for young musicians and even for older musicians if they haven't done it often enough. So that meeting with the conductor kind of gives you the opportunity to work at the measure numbers or rehearsal numbers and all those things which can really disrupt the orchestra rehearsal when you come to New York. And now you come to New York and you will get a chance to rehearse with the orchestra twice. First is just a general rehearsal, and second one is basically a dress rehearsal to run through. And let's see how those go. So this was a part of the rehearsal of a fabulous clarinet duo. And the piece which they performed on June 20th, just this past season. So as you can see, there are some things which they're still working out. There was the first rehearsal, not the dress rehearsal. And then the dress rehearsal, of course, went much better. And then you have a sound check at the Carnegie Hall. If you're a pianist like me, I'm really on to that sound check because that gives me a few minutes on the stage to feel the hall. But not only, the most important, I can get my fingers on the piano and get a feel of the piano, get a better understanding of how the pedal works and how the dynamics resonates in the hall. So this is really important. But even if you're not a pianist, still you need to get the feel of the stage and everything, so you get the sound check at the Carnegie Hall. And then, of course, the concert. Right now, that's not the end of it. You also get an opportunity to participate in an interview with a renowned radio producer and producer of many music programs, Steve Robinson. He is a great supporter of all of our programs, and he interviewed all of the laureates for the two galas which we presented in past season. In this upcoming season, we hope very much that he will join us again and will be interviewing as many soloists and laureates and performers as possible. We have a team of people who are doing those interviews, but of course we would like everyone to be interviewed by Steve. He is just so fabulous. Now let's see what those interviews are like.
It's wonderful to have you here. Here at Carnegie Hall. You'll be playing tonight at the Weill Recital Hall.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh. But you've played some competitions before, I understand. Where have you performed? What sort of competitions?
I have done the American Fine Arts Festival, and I've played for I've come to the Carnegie that time too.
So you played at Zenkel, I think,
yes,
Recital Hall, and you did pretty well. What piece did you play?
I played Chopin.
Concerto?
No, I played just Chopin, but I don't remember the name of the piece.
Right, so you played a solo piano piece by Chopin.
Yes.
Wow, Chopin is a very beautiful, wonderful composer, as I don't have to tell you, but difficult music.
Yes, very.
Yeah. And how long have you been playing the piano?
I've been playing. I started when I was about 4 years old, and I'm 10 right now, so about 6 years.
I see. And so when you started playing at 4, you're sitting at the piano for the very first time. For you, it was a long time ago in your life. Do you remember at all your feelings about playing, and what made you want to keep playing the piano? Because it's a very hard instrument.
Yes, it is, but I love listening to people play it, and I love how pressing the keys, and I love the noise to it. It's a very beautiful instrument.
Yeah. Now, you say you listen to other people playing. You mean recordings?
Yes.
Do you have any particular recordings that really inspired you? Any pianists?
Yes, I like Martha Argerich. Martha Argerich.
Martha Argerich? Oh, really? Yeah, she's phenomenal. Any other pianists that
I also like Vladimir Horowitz.
He lived right up the street.
Oh, really?
Yes, he lived in New York, I think for the whole last part of his life. And he played at Carnegie Hall, where you'll be playing. He played in the bigger hall. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure he played too much in ours hall, but it's still Carnegie Hall. Yeah, and what about Horowitz? So you've heard his recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about Horowitz's playing attracts you?
I love his dynamics.
Oh. Have you seen him play on tape concertos?
Yes, I've seen him play my concerto. Not this one, but other of my concertos.
And which concerto?
Mozart concerto in A major.
Oh, is that 21 or 23? Yeah. Whatever. So you liked him in a piano concerto by Mozart, and you play it.
Yes, I do.
I see. And what piece are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Poland concerto in A minor.
Which concerto?
Poland concerto in A minor.
I see. Yeah, that's exciting. And how long have you been practicing that piece?
For about 3. I played this piece last December for the Sound Espressivo, and then now I have to play it again. So I've been practicing for about 3 weeks.
So this is the kind of interview you will participate in, and of course, this is a very little girl, and she gets the questions which are appropriate to her age, depending on who you are and where you are in your career and age group. We encourage everyone to bring in their own personality. It's very important to learn how to connect with your audience on a more personal level. Not just like an icon standing up there on a tall stage, but also share yourself as a person. There's more to you, and everybody would like to see that and be able to basically make friends with you. So, and then you receive your awards. You saw at the beginning of the program the medals and certificates and other awards. And what's the most important thing you take back home from that? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Maybe it's an experience of learning how to rehearse with the orchestra. Maybe it's the experience of standing on and performing on the Carnegie Hall stage. Maybe it's some other, interview experience. Maybe it's the preparation, which is most valuable for you. But the Carnegie Gala Laureate Auditions have many, many aspects, and I would like to encourage you to look at the whole experience of it and then gauge if that is something which you would like to have in your current moment, wherever you are in your career and in your study. So just to wrap up, I want to say that virtual concert halls and Sound Espressivo were established in 2020, 3.5 years ago, and we were co-founded by a group of professional musicians with a purpose to make music world a little bit better.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
So today we did a guided tour for those who are interested in an opportunity to perform at the Wild Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall with the orchestra. There are different other categories and types of the events, and we'll come back to those events in the upcoming broadcasts and explain to you in detail what that experience looks like and feels like. And now I would like to thank very much our fabulous Virtual Concert Halls team. Here on the screen, you see the names of those fabulous musicians and directors, producers of the broadcasts. And currently they are helping me here as well. I'm just hosting, but all the presentations which you see are created by these fabulous artists and those wonderful team members. And I want to also thank everyone who is watching us. Please don't forget to come back and watch us again. We are on at 12 noon every day on all social media and video platforms. You're not going to miss it. Just key in Virtual Concert Halls and we're going to pop up. Please come communicate with us. Leave comments, feedback, questions. We are here. We will answer all of your questions as soon as we can, and it'll be quick. And if you leave some comments and questions while we are broadcasting, we're going to bring those online on the screen, and I will respond and answer any immediate questions you might have, or another host who will be hosting some of our programs in the future. All of our hosts are on the lookout for those comments and questions to respond to them. And with this, for now, I'm going to say goodbye. See you tomorrow.